What's up guys, Damian Keyes here, welcome back to the channel. So making money with your music is difficult, right? But it is a lot easier if you play the right game. Now let me explain. Most artists will make music and they say, I've made this, now how do I make money from this? Now that's the wrong question. What we need to be saying is, I've made this, now how can I use this to build the audience so that I can monetize that audience? A slight subtle difference, but enough of a difference that it will work. Now come with me today because we're going to look at 3 ways of making money. These aren't groundbreaking ways of making money, but if we look at them with purpose, if we look at them like how we're going to play the game, all of a sudden they start to slightly change. So firstly, let's start with streaming. Now we're all aware that streaming doesn't bring in a lot of money per stream, 0.0032 of a dollar, if that makes sense. So you have to get quite a lot of plays, but that's because we're thinking of it like an artist. I've made a song, how do I make money from this? If I put it on Spotify and I start getting plays, then I won't make that much money. But labels, now they don't think like that. They think of this as a game, the streaming game. They're playing the streaming game. They're saying, no, this is about bodies of work. This is about libraries, not about one track. Now what we're doing is we're building up assets, and those assets will start to build up other assets, and that will mean we have a bigger income stream. Now, did you know that in 2020, of all of the artists that had over 1 billion streams on one song, only one of those artists, Post Malone, had less than 100 songs. When you're looking at Drake, I think he had 225 songs. Ed Sheeran, 180 odd songs. That was before his new album came out. A lot of these artists have a much bigger body of work than you realize. And because of that, they are playing the streaming game. They're saying, we have to funnel people across to Spotify. So then, how can we do that? Well, there's loads of ways to get people across to Spotify. Loads of artists will do collabs because they know that if they're doing collabs, not only is it getting a bit of buzz around outside of Spotify, but you're now getting new fan bases across to Spotify. These artists are also jumping on trends, and they're also looking at how they're releasing a track. They might do the original version, a dance version, they might do an acoustic version, they might do a live version. There's so many different ways. They might even do an audio commentary. Now, most up and coming artists, most DIY artists don't like that. They say, no, this is my library of my finished work. But if you think about it, Spotify is just audio social media. I will go to Spotify to listen to something. I'll go to YouTube to watch something, but Spotify I go to listen to something. Now, if someone puts a track on their Instagram, like a live track, and I say, oh, it's really fantastic. Now, I get in the car, I plug my phone in, I want to listen to that specific version, I can't. Because I'm not going to go fiddling around on Instagram trying to play that through my car. It isn't going to work. I consume music and I consume audio on Spotify. But would that artist take that track and put it on Spotify? No, because that's the live version and it might mess up the algorithm. But it wouldn't, it would do the opposite because you're giving me, the consumer, something that I want. And then I put that into a playlist and that starts to take on a mind of its own. That starts to grow. You're feeding the machine. And whilst I'm listening to that one track, the chances are I'm going to stick around. I'm going to listen to more of your tracks, even though I came from the live version. So a quick bit of math. You get one song and that one song gets into 100 playlists, and those 100 playlists gets an average of 10 spins per day, which means you're getting 1,000 spins on that song, which over a month equates to 30,000 spins, which equates to around about $120. So 120 bucks, nothing to write home about, I understand that. But instead of one song, imagine if you did that with 10 songs. All of a sudden, 120 bucks becomes 1,200 bucks. That's pretty decent. That's going to feed you for the rest of the year. What happens if instead of 10 songs, it's 100 songs and that 1,200 becomes 12,000 every single month? 150 grand a year from your music. Now all of a sudden, now it gets interesting because we're playing the game. We're thinking about how we're going to build a body of work the same way as a label does instead of a DIY artist that's got 4 or 5 songs. Let's look at example 2, merch. Nothing new. We all know merch brings in money, but merch with purpose, now we are talking a different game. Now, what used to happen back in the day, which was a Wednesday, we all used to go out and buy Fruit of the Loom t-shirts, the cheapest t-shirts that we could get. We'd print the band logo on it and sell that on tour, trying to get as much markup as possible. No. Those days are gone. Now, it's not just printing t-shirts and selling them on tour. Now, artists have their own brand line. So all of a sudden, you get your own clothing line, your own clothing range. This is a very different game. Artists like Chance the Rapper make millions every single year from their merch. Or you've got Drew House, or you've got Maverick. This isn't saying it's my name on it, because let's face it, if I made Damian Keyes t-shirts, who wants one of them?
I do.
If you said yes, you are a bit weird.
Oh.
But if I said, no, it's not a Damian Keyes t-shirt, it's I'm going to take what I stand for and I'm going to make that into a clothing range, a clothing line. And now what I can do is I can come up with loads of different designs. I can come up with loads of different fits. I can get quality merch because I don't have to buy in bulk, because I can use a shipping merch store like Teespring, for example, which means I can do as many designs as I want. I can have my own clothing range, which means if I can build this audience, if I can make a club and I can attach my vision and what I stand for into a clothing range, now it has purpose, and now you can really make some money. Now, an example of this, a week ago, I met up with a band called The Wild and Free, and we were discussing what the band stands for, and it was all about being wild and being free. All of a sudden, that slight tweak turns the band into a brandable merch line. Be wild, be free. People will wear that more than they'll wear the wild and free. A slight tweak, and all of a sudden it all starts to come together. And instead of selling a couple of t-shirts at a show, now what we can do is we could potentially make something which keeps the entire band afloat for the whole year. Now let's look at example 3, memberships. Now, memberships are nothing new. Memberships have been going for 50 or 60 years. Fanzines, fan clubs, recently OnlyFans. Okay, maybe a slight bit weird, but the question here isn't the vehicle. The question that has always been is, what does the artist give to the fan? How does the artist make the fan feel like they're in that community and in that club? If they can provide that value, then that fan will give some money to be in that club. The issue in today's music industry is everybody wants to hold back what they've made. I made this song and you can't hear it or see it until I'm ready to release it, and everybody gets it. Totally fair enough. But when we do this, we are not valuing individual people. We are not making a higher tier system, which is, this is for everyone, but for the fans, they get this over here. Now, this is nothing new. You used to get VIPs for tours where artists would say, hey, yeah, tickets, $100. Oh, you want to come and meet me after the show? Oh no, that's $1,000. And you'd get 10 or 15 people say, yeah, I'll do that. I'll pay $1,000 because I want to meet you. All of a sudden, you've got a higher tier ticket price. So what are you going to give? Are you going to write postcards and send it to people? Are you going to actually make songs that no one else will hear, physically make them? I don't mean I wrote a bit of a song. I mean, I wrote it, I produced it, I mixed it, I mastered it, and I just put it out for the fan base. At that point, you are really putting up a higher tier. You are giving people some real value. And at that point, why wouldn't you charge $20? I know what you're saying, because I've heard this argument a million times.
Damo, $20, as if anyone's going to pay $20 a month. Who's going to pay that?
Well, I'll tell you who. Loads of people do that. I hear of it all of the time where people are paying $20 or even 10 or even 5. This is nothing new. The difference is we're doing it with purpose. And if you take an artist who actually holds stuff back and gives it to the people who are paying them the top tier membership, all of a sudden more people will flood to that membership. I am amazed that labels are still not doing this when it is literally a license to print money. This is a money-making printing machine, and labels are still stuck in this tradition. The amount of big artists who have 1 million plus followers, that 1%, which let's face it, 10,000, would pay 20K. That's $200 $100,000 a month. You're talking $2.5 million per year for some behind the scenes footage, some extra songs that you've probably recorded that are stuck on your hard drive anyway, some extra photos, some extra hellos, some extra live sessions. Bang, $2.5 million in the bag. Why is no one doing this? Look, I get it. There's technicalities. Where am I going to put it? Am I going to do it on Patreon? Am I going to do it on OnlyFans? Who cares? Those are details. The key is we're asking the wrong question. The right question is, what can I give to my audience so that a certain percentage of them will break off and give me money every single month? Because, not because they want to support me, no, because they value that enough, because they want to be a part of that club, because they want those extra songs, because they want those extra t-shirts that no one else can get, because they feel in your community and you stand for something which is the same thing that they stand for. That's the question. What value can we give to someone to make them pay that 20 bucks? So as you can see with all three of these examples, the word is purpose. This is not how can I make people buy my music. It's like, no. This is about how can I use my music to build an army? Because if I can do that, not only can I take over the world, but I can monetize it at the same point. While the music industry has now handed over the power to you, the artist, it does mean that you have to build the army. It does mean you have to understand the consumption, understand the industry, understand the technology and how to utilize it. But if you're stuck, that's what we do in DK Music Business Academy. Why not hit that link below and come and join us? Because not only is there 50+ hours of strategies like this broken down, on top of that, there's live sessions every single week and there's a community. And on top of that, there are over 7,000 playlists in the Sonar database. I mean, what have you got to lose? It's amazing. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you can do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe. It does make a huge difference to YouTube. Otherwise, hit the notification bell because there'll be another video coming soon. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon.